Yeah.
talking about like time and giving parents parent-led language, and how do you ask questions without being nudgy? One of my favorite questions to ask a child, no matter if they're 8 or 18, is what is your plan? Hear me out. It's not just what is your plan. You can add something to the end of that. So if you have a little kid at home and they're coming in the house after school, you can say to them, what is your plan after you have your snack? What is your plan after you? What that's teaching them is time, ordination, future awareness, routines, rituals, all of that executive functioning. For your older student, it could look a little more like, I do that a lot, the okay, because it's not nudgy. So I noticed that I know you have 2 tests on Friday and you don't get home from soccer practice till like 10 o'clock Thursday night. What's your plan to get, to study for that test? It's not nudgy. It's getting their brain activated. Now, they're not going to come up with a perfect plan right off the bat. This is not, this isn't a sprint. This is a marathon. And in fact, what you might even get is the I don't knows. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't mind. I don't know. I don't know is good for you. This is really good for you all to hear me say this, I think. I don't know is good because what I don't know does is allows you to wrap it back and see where the break in that chain is. Like, what is it that you don't know? And this is for educators. We get a lot of educators too, or a kid will come up and say, a teacher will ask a question, and the kid will go, well, I don't know. And educators have said to me, I go to fix it. And what I've stopped doing is fixing it and asking back, well, tell me what you do know. And you can lead them. Do you know you have homework due tomorrow? Do you know that your bio lab is due? Do you know that they're like, so you're kind of leading them, but you're still asking the question. And again, I don't know the ages and stages, so that's a little nuanced, but I want you to get into the habit of asking the question. That's actually how we exercise the brain. We exercise the brain by asking it questions. So your child has to start thinking and figuring stuff out. If we're answering for them, the only executive functioning brain that's getting a workout is ours.
Mm. I love, you said earlier, which goes along with the question asking, parent-led language of walking alongside our child. Sometimes I think as parents, we imagine ourselves in the front and it's like, you follow me or I'm kind of pulling you along here.
Right.
And sometimes, you kind of mentioned this a little bit, but sometimes there might be a little bit of that pushback and resistance. And so,
All the
um,
time.
yes, I was wondering if you could just in like sort of maybe you could list them, give us some other examples of parent-led language. Maybe you could just go
Okay.
like, okay,
I have
so if
great one.
yes,
I have
perfect.
great
That
one.
would
So
let's
perfect.
list off for
So
some of those parents who are listening, going, what does that look like?
so
Show us what that
parent-led
looks like.
language is what's your plan? That's good. So here's one. We tend to go, you need to, I want you to, and you should. Okay, everyone
Ooh,
should be
guilty.
raising it.
I know.
Everyone needs to be raising their hand right now. You should, you need, I want. I don't know. I'm raising mine too. I want
Yep.
you to, girl, come on. Every single hand needs to be up right now. What I want is you to reframe it to, how do you feel about? What do you think about? Do you think it's a good idea if? Have you thought of? So if you notice, it's a softer landing. You're still getting, I know it's not like I did this once and someone goes, oh, it's like the zucchini you hide in the brownies. I don't remember that. I don't remember who she was, but she came up with like hiding zucchini in the brownies because I'm like, maybe it is. And that's okay. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not like, I'm not hiding. What I'm doing is giving it as a softer landing. I'm approaching it in a way. So here's what I want you all to hear me say when you ask questions, when you say things, you're not asking. When you say I need, I want, I should, what you're actually doing to your child, especially if they have an ADHD or executive functioning light brain, is you're flooding them, right? They're annoyed, they're defensive, they're all the things, right? So they're not going to listen to you in any way, shape, or form. You've lost them. Put a fork in them. They're done. They're done. They're out. They're so out. So when you open it up that way, like, hey, what's your plan? Hey, what do you need to do to get started? Hey, that's a great one. Started. Notice I only said started. Hey, what might else get in your way? That's how we become full picture thinking. What else could get in your way? Is there something else that might be going? What else could get in your way? Notice these are not nudgy. I know I keep using the word nudgy. Nudgy is you need to, you should to. It just, I'm out. I'm out. I feel that way. I'm a grown woman, and when my husband walks in and goes, "You should be," I'm like, ugh, no. But I know, wasn't that professional? But if you say to me, "Hey, Les, have you thought about it this way?" I'm way more open minded. You haven't flooded my brain. This is what we call parent led language. It's saying things like, have you thought about it? What's your thinking on this? I love that one. For an older
Mhm.
kid, I still do it with my 26-year-old. What's your thoughts about? What do you think? Use this one a lot for video time for my older students, not my nines and tens. How much time do you think is appropriate? How good is that? You would be surprised at the answers. They tend to be rational. But the point is, we're not bringing them into it. Remember, choice and control, anxiety, motivation. So that's parent led language.